Hi and good evening, everyone. My name is Albert, and this is VlogsBoutNothin. Thank you very much for taking the time out of your night to join me. I really appreciate that. I hope you guys had a very either eventful and or dull Tuesday day. Either way, whatever you wanted, I hope it went down. You feel me? So I want to talk tonight about vaping. Okay, and so if you're not already, take a couple minutes and consider subscribing. It helps the channel out a bunch. I know that we've had the privilege of having many new viewers in recently, and so welcome to the channel. Consider subscribing, y'all. It helps out again for the third time, I think, in the video, and I'd really appreciate it, okay? The last time that we talked about vaping was actually the last video that we had to get a lot of views compared to some of the other videos I post, and so that's partly, obviously, transparent why I want to talk again about vaping, except I do want to clear up a couple of things in terms of the specific video that was done a few days ago comparing smoking to vaping. I don't think was made clear enough in that, and I'm gonna get to where we're going, just follow me, but that was tobacco based, obviously. I mean, there's the vernacular, as it would be here, as being a millennial and aging middle-aged dude moving forward. I was at a bus stop recently, and I told this story to my roommate like a couple weeks ago. But I'm at a bus stop. It's relevant to the conversation of vaping, okay, and where we're going with the content. But I'm at a bus stop, and I'm talking to this dude, and this dude comes up to me, and he's like, "Can I hit that? Is it a vape pen?" Okay, I said, "Of course. Yeah, yes, it is a vape pen." So the dude takes a hit, you know what I mean, and he starts coughing and stuff, and he's like, "Well, hey, was there weed in there?" And I respond with a yes, and then the guy proceeds to say that he didn't want to smoke weed, and that it was, he didn't mind, but I should have told him that it was weed. Here's the thing, and this is, I say vernacular and I say generational differences, all of which because obviously, I'm not trying to give a vape pen with weed in it to a person who does not want to smoke weed. But as a reasonable adult, too, not knowing the intricacies of social interactions in their specific vernaculars as it concerns new products, was not obviously thinking about the distinction between a vape pen that you can use to get a nicotine high from, or one that is marijuana based, okay? And so I it's interesting, okay, because, and I even say this like on the daily, I'll be like, like if somebody asks if I vape, I assume that they're asking me if I vape weed. To put this into perspective, I was attending the Community College of Denver circa 2014, and that was the city where I first purchased my first ever vape pen. Now, this was at a time before, even when Juuls were around, they were the only thing around, and even though they were e-cigs, they were still e-cigs, they weren't necessarily called vapes, but all on their own. And this talk, the vernacular, the language used at even the dispensaries then, whether it was rec or med in Denver, was vape. Was, you got a vape. It was obviously had weed in it because there was no. So even in the video, the one that is doing well on the channel currently, and we discuss smoking versus vaping, I was under the assumption, right, that as I'm giving the video, the vaping aspect was understood in that vaping cigarettes or vaping nicotine or tobacco or whatever, an e-cig. So I will also now rewind all of that and come back to what now, almost 5 minutes into the video, I want to talk about how I am a proponent of marijuana-based concentrates being vaped. I may sound like a hypocrite, and I say that because I understand that the same risks of there being different kinds of fillers or different chemicals utilized, the vitamin E or whatever, the one that was real bad, that got that guy into speculative trouble or whatever with the honey syrup, I think it was called, or whatever. But like, I only like it. I'd rather dab, but the convenience outweighs almost all of the potential negative side effects, in my opinion, there are when considering how to dose marijuana. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I think that vaping THC and or exclusively CBD, because they also have the CBD cards, I think anything marijuana based that is vaped is still questionable, obviously, just as smoking weed is. You know what I mean? We didn't talk about smoking versus vaping in the weed sense, but there's also that too. I mean, it's not always the best way to deliver medicine and or recreational, homeopathic products in you. You feel me? I'm just saying that, like, obviously the best method of delivery is edibles and stuff, which then I'm thinking out loud to myself, and it's all, one shot, real good time. I'm having a real good time. But then it's sort of like, can people eat nicotine? Like, seriously, like, and wouldn't that be a healthier way to get nicotine? Like, you see what I'm saying? I'm thinking out loud. I'm like, wait a second. If you can, make marijuana into edibles, because it's a lot safer than smoking it is, as it would be in the sense of smoking it. But marijuana vaping, again, despite my acknowledged and my opinion that they still are just as unsafe as the e-cigs and their equivalents, or the vape pens that are nicotine based. You feel me? I mean, I'm like arguing here that drinking is better than gambling in terms of, I think that they're both, bad in that regard. But yeah, so it's been an interesting day. I have gotten a lot done. But I know that video is doing real well on the channel, and I did want to talk about it a little bit more, and I hope I've discussed some of the things that I'm sure were sort of lingering in that particular discussion, as it concerned how I'm hypocritical in that I'm pro, now saying this and acknowledging it and being mindful of it, that I don't mind it when it's in THC form, but I'm not a fan for it when it's in a form that I don't eat. Like, it just feels more sketch. Again, either one isn't probably the best way, you feel me? But still, this is extemporaneous speaking on topics that revolve ultimately about my theory in that nothing is to, sort of occur, in that we're just talking, it's all it is. But, so I appreciate everyone watching, seriously. And again, I'll keep talking about that video because it's doing so well, and I hope that, those same people that watch that video return and watch this one too, because we got into a little bit more of opinionated, kind of personally held beliefs, all of which came an acknowledgement that, again, on the channel, we can't. I don't condone any of these things that we speak of, or that I sometimes say I participate in as a lawfully candidate who can participate in, just as much as, people like to socialize at bars or whatever. That's kind of how we socialize our discussions about how marijuana impacts people, and my own personal experience with utilizing it and so forth. And so, yeah, here's just a little bit more talk about nothing on VlogsBoutNothin about vaping, And so, again, thank you very much for watching the channel. I hope that you guys have a lovely Tuesday night. Be safe out there, you feel me? Enjoy the middle of your work week as it is tomorrow, and we'll see everyone then, okay? Hope you guys have a good night. Bye.